Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's V.20. I haven't done a video in a while, so I'm going to do a real quick one and put it out there for you. Right now I'm still working on a very large Ssto that can carry 100 tons or more into orbit. It's still in its prototype phase, but things are looking very promising. Right now I will go ahead and get started on, let's see what we got here. Here we are. I'm just going to show you this little piece. It's basically a truck inside of a nose cone that's built completely out of stock parts. Here is Sierra Rook. There's a thunderstorm outside. I'll probably lose power soon. Don't crash on me. There you go. Yeah. This one's going to be the colony, or not the colony, excuse me, the outpost that we're going to send to the North Pole. It's got like a little platform, plateau. Communication towers. Alright. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and get started. I don't have a lot of time. Crap. Where'd it go? Yeah, it's real late again, so I'm trying to get to bed this time. Alright, let's launch this thing. SAS on, full throttle, and launch. What can I talk about as we are going into the heavens? Basically, the Ssto that I'm building at the moment, it's going through its phases. I can get it into orbit, but unfortunately it has to siphon fuel from the tanks that I'm using to weigh the craft down over 100 tons. So by the time it gets into orbit, it's effectively only transported maybe 70, 80 tons. I'm trying to get 100, so that's obviously a failure in my book. So back to the drawing board. At the end of the video, I'll give you a little glimpse of what I'm working on. Just a tiny one. Alright, start pointing north. There we go. Up, up, and away. Check the orbit. start leveling her out. Yeah, I've been making it a bad habit of staying up late and working on projects. And it's starting to get to me now, unfortunately. As soon as I start playing this game, I get a horrible case of OCD. And 70,000 meters. We are now effectively out of the Kerbin atmosphere, and we can go ahead and shed the nose cone. Here we go. Pause for effect. Oh yes. That is sweet. You should see the big one. There's the tiny little truck. You'll be able to see it better once we get it on the ground. Oh, out of fuel. Okay, next. This right here is, it's not the large SSTO that I was working on. It's more of a test base SSTO to see if the concept was even possible. Unfortunately, I had to siphon gas from its cargo in order to maintain, in order to get into orbit. So, yeah, it seems to be the problem of not having enough fuel or not having enough power to get into orbit before you run out of fuel. It's only a matter of time before I figure it out. Like I said at the end of this video, I'll give you a sneak peek of what I'm working on. I'll let you see the test bed, which is a ugly duckling in my opinion. It's not meant to look good, it's just meant to do certain things, to test out certain ideas. And then I'll show you the X1 prototype, and then I'll show you what I'm working on now, which is the X2. Right now I'm just trying to move the orbit, and the general over that flag is kind of my target. That's good. I'll go ahead and slow down a little bit. I don't want to overshoot. That's good. Alright. Let's go ahead and lose this. You do not want to eject it behind you. The reason for that is it will follow you, and as soon as you start slowing down and using this stock-made heat shield to slow down, this will keep going, and a lot of times they'll try to hit you as you slow down, and it kind of speeds up. So the best way to do it is to throw it away on your side, and the way we're going to do that is by centripetal force. Turn like this, and release. Just throw it away. As you can see, well, probably can't really see it. There we go. It's got the heat shield. It's kind of built like a bowl. Has these two stacks with RCS thrusters in them, so that you can keep the back of the heat shield against your little orbit marker here. As you start wavering back and forth, you'll start touching the actual truck. And even though it doesn't matter with the way the game is right now, in this simulation, if the heat touches the truck, it damages it. Or should I say, our imaginary simulation. So let's go ahead and fast forward. Alright. Whoa. And at about 32,000 meters is when we start entering the having re-entry effects. So let's get on our mark. Here we go. Woohoo! Pretty. Try to stay on the mark. Stay on the mark. All right, we're through the atmosphere. SAS off. Parachutes, and stop wobbling, release. There it goes. Now this funny looking contraption back here. The way I built this thing, this probe body is the actual thing that you're using to control everything. The reason being is because when you start building the truck, you can't really build around the cockpit very well. So what you need is a kind of a point of reference. So you have this first, and you build the body, and then you slap this on top. So what I've got is I got a little decoupler here, so all this mess goes away once I'm finished. Or if fact, we can do that now. Damn. Pretty close. That's pretty cool. You see the moon coming up over the edge there. It looks very cold. There's Minmus. And I don't know if you could hear it, but my computer in the background is having is going into overdrive. The graphics on a KSP can bring it to its computing power edge, I guess you can say. I wonder if .21 will be easier on computer systems. Maybe they've done some changes so that the part count doesn't want to destroy your machine. There it is, little truck. I also built a type of front end loader or lifter. You can actually put stuff on the lifter and it comes up, it lifts up, and it uses a probe size landing gear to push the stuff out into the actual back of the truck. And then you can actually have Kerbals in here because of the ladders. That way you can transport Kerbals as well. Alright, here we go. And touchdown. And now let's get rid of this. We don't need it anymore. There she goes. Beautiful. Boom. Alright, so we got lights in front, obviously. And we got light in the back, just in case you want to see what it is you're transporting or what's behind you. You got your ladders. So you can climb in the back if you want to. Yeah, basically just a little truck. And let's see what she looks like on the cockpit. Awesome. Nice and toasty. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that's right. I promised you I'd show you something. Okay, so we'll end flight. We can always bring it over there later. Okay, here we go. Get out of here. And I'll show you this really quick because I have to go to bed now. I really do. Well, let me show you the small lifter. I know it looks kind of weird, but I use the RCS fuel for counterbalance weight. Of course, the landing gears to bring yourself up and down. And it's missing its probe body, but the probe body gear, do this real fast. There it is. It mounts on the top like this. When you activate it, this is the only gear that instead of flipping out, it actually pushes out. So you can push whatever you have into the truck. Pretty slick, huh? Alright, let's go ahead and show you really quick Skyfall. This is the Ugly Duckling. It's a test bed. I was pretty much just testing out a whole bunch of theories, and Trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work. As you can see, the cargo's in here. But I do have one that's in orbit right now. So it can get into orbit, but unfortunately you have to siphon fuel from the cargo into here. Sadly. And now real quick, I'll show you the X1. This can make it into orbit as well, but unfortunately, like this test bed, you have to siphon fuel from the cargo, which I want to get 100 tons up there, and when you siphon fuel from the cargo, you're not getting 100 tons up there. It's more like 70 tons. Here it is. As you can see, it's got all kinds of things slapped together. It's got a whole bunch of wires coming out, a whole bunch of engines slapped together. You got fuel lines running from the actual fuel cells that the ship is supposed to use only, and it comes around the back and feeds into all these engines. Got lights, and this is actually 108 tons. But like I said, it's still in its testing phases until I figure out what's going on. I have to siphon fuel from these just to get into orbit, and it's so heavy that you have to have wheels on the wings, or else the wings will bury themselves into the ground during takeoff. And now I'll show you what I'm working on. The X2. The X2, of course, isn't nowhere near finished, but it's got a sleeker body design, a wider cargo bay, and it looks a lot cleaner as well. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, well, thank you for watching. I'm going to go ahead and go to bed now, and you guys have a great evening or a great night. Yeah, my brain, it's not working. Okay, people. I'll say goodnight. This is V.20 3712, out.